Hello everyone, and welcome back to Java Basics Tutorials. Now, in this episode, we're going to be going over conditionals. And I'm quite bummed myself because I just recorded this whole episode and was not recording with OBS, which means I had no video, but I was real proud of my explanations. I thought it was great. I'm like, man, they're going to love this. And then I didn't have any video. So hopefully I can actually make sure it records this time and explain it as well as I feel like it did. Even though I probably didn't explain it that well anyway. But anyway, today we're going to be going over conditionals. Conditionals are something that is used very much in Java and in other programming languages. And they are used in if statements and loops. So in geometry, you have the conditionals of if P or Q, or if S is less than Q and Q is greater than P or something. They have conditionals there. There is an or and an and less thans and equal tos and just equals. And all of those conditionals work together to help you figure something out. Now in programming, you need to have conditionals like say, does the player input 5 or 4, or is this in a list, or is this happening, or something. All of those things are conditionals. Now every conditional returns a boolean, and what that means is something that is either true or false. Is my hair red? No, it is not red, it is brown. And so therefore, Will's hair equals red would be false. It does not equal red. But Will's hair equals brown, that will return true, because that is a true statement. My hair is brown. And so all of those would return a boolean, either a yes or a no, or a true or a false. So we're going to say boolean answer and put our semicolon. Now we're going to say here, this is going to be our answer. This is our result and our boolean that our conditionals are going to return. So let's say we have our conditional of is, like, let's say we make a variable int age and equal to 15. So this is my age. I'm 15 years old. So we're going to say our answer is equal to the value of, or the result of our conditional, right? So we're going to say if age is greater than 18. Now our answer here is going to be false. If we wanted to do something about this, we could use an if statement, because right now this is just setting a boolean. So we want to use an if statement, so say if our age is greater than 18, then we're going to system.out.println you're legal. And then if it's not, because, sometimes, like in our case, I'm not greater than 18, my age is not greater than 18, so does that mean I would have to say if age is less than 18? Well, you could, but there's an easier way to do it. You can say else. And what this will say is if this conditional, right here, if this conditional returns false, then it's not going to do this, but instead, it's going to system.out.println you're illegal. Is this conditional true? No. So then it's going to do this. What if I was 20? 20 is greater than 18. But what if we wanted it to check for is it greater than 18? But what if we wanted a special case, that is, if your age is 18, then we can say else if age is equal to 18, then we can system.out.print you're just barely legal. So we have an if statement, an else if statement, and an else. So an if statement is the first one. So if this conditional is true, then we're going to do this code. If it's not true, but then this other conditional is true, so if age is equal to 18 is true, then we're going to print out this. But if none of the above are true, if no other if statement in this section here is true, then we're going to do this. So let's go ahead and run, and it should give us the first one, that we're legal, which is exciting. I like being legal. Then we can set it to 18. That'll give us our second one, which is age equal to 18. Yes, so it's going to print out you're just barely legal. And then my actual age, 15. then it's going to print out that I'm illegal. And if you wanted to check multiple things, you could just say, okay, this is our if statement, then say if age is greater than 25, then you still do this, or something, or, I mean, in this case, you could just say this is 25, but they could say, or if it's less than 25 even, so if it's greater than 18, but also less than 25, then you're legal. We don't want to have to write multiple different if statements, right? We don't want to have to say if, and so on. We want to be able to say them all in one line to make it really simple. So to do that, we can say, if this conditional and, so double ampersands means and, if this conditional age is greater than 18 and age is less than 25, then we're going to print you're legal. So in this case, it's still going to say we're illegal, right? You're illegal. Well, if we set it to 20, then you're legal. And if we set it to 25, is 25 less than 25? No. Is it greater than 18? Yes. But both of those are not true. So it's going to be you're illegal. And is also not equal to 18, right? So then it's you're illegal. We also need some other way of using these conditionals, and that is in a while loop. So while some conditional is true, then we're going to do cool stuff. So our condition here can be any conditional or any group of conditionals. So while condition and other condition, or other condition, or I guess the other condition. And you can also group them, so you can say putting parentheses around these groups them, just like order of operations does in math. So these two both count as their own, and just like truth tables, if P or Q and then and S or something, these two here are grouped. So if both of these are true, then this will be the result. This whole condition will be the result of this condition. And then this full condition would be its next condition. So that probably gets complicated real fast, but I promise it does make sense. This while loop means that while the condition that is inside of these parentheses here is true, then we're going to do cool stuff. But as soon as it's false, it's going to stop, because that condition is no longer true. So while I is greater than 5, we make int I is equal to 0, and in here we say I plus plus. Well, it's only going to happen 5 times. I mean, I guess it's not going to show out because we didn't tell it to. But this is only going to happen... Actually, it's never going to happen, sorry. Now, this is only going to happen 5 times. Because it's going to say I is equal to 0. Well, 0 is less than 5. Then it's going to add 1. Then it's going to say 1 is less than 5. And it's going to add 1. 2 is less than 5. Add 1. 3 is less than 5. Add 1. 4 is less than 5. Add 1. And then it's going to be 5. Is 5 less than 5? No. So then it's going to stop. And it's going to carry on to do the rest of the code. This is definitely one way to do it, but there's an easier way to do things a certain amount of times, and that is a for loop. So not the number, but like you're doing something for someone, or you're doing something for each of one. That is what a for loop does. So for int I, so just like we had before, for int I is equal to 0, I is less than, this is our conditional here, is less than 10, I plus plus. Here, this happens before it begins. It's going to make a variable just like we did with our while loop. So just like we did with our while loop, it's going to make our variable. And then this is going to be its conditional. So it's going to keep doing all of this until I is not greater, or is not less than 10. And then it's going to do all of its code, and then it's going to add 1 to I, so that it'll go on to the next cycle. So if we print it out I, we could say system.out.println I, and then we shall get 0 to 9. Because 0 is less than 10, 1 is less than 10, and so on. 9 is less than 10, but 10 is not less than 10, and therefore it's going to stop. Now there's also another type of for loop, which is much more farther along that you'll use it, but it's very useful. So we say int array, and I haven't gone over arrays yet, but we will, I promise. Say 1, 2, 3, and then for int I in our array. So for each integer that we're gonna call I in our array, we're gonna do cool stuff. So we can system.out.println our I here. It's gonna print out every single value, because for every value in our array, we're gonna do this stuff. So that's pretty much all that I got for you on conditionals. Hopefully this is pretty clear and I didn't go too fast, but I promise it does make sense, especially when you can break it down. Hopefully this is helpful. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.